Get my notes. So we talked about a lot of stuff on Wednesday. So I don't know, can you guys see my screen very well? Can you guys see my screen very well?
Yes, we can see your
I
screen.
can see your screen now.
Okay. So we talked about a lot of stuff on Wednesday. We talked about um classes, we talked about ID, talked about how does CSS really work, talk about types of rules of adding CSS to your file, inline, internal, external, and inline, internal, and external. So we talked about naming your tags, how to name tags. So, how to name tags. We also talked about comment. Okay, we don't have comments. We talked about how to automatically put comments. So using control plus forward slash. We also talked about order of precedency. So between inline, internal, and external. So today we're going to be diving into the main CSS. So we're going to write some code. So let's go in. So for the purpose of this class, I'll be using external. So that our code will be a bit neat. So I'm going to be using external, not inline. So for this reason, so I'll be creating a new file, calling it this should be the 6. Abi, is it the 10 already? This should be around the 10.html. Then we're going to be having a style class. So style the 10.css. So the 10.css with the one, the 10.html. So let's have our normal okay. So let me talk about this. Another, so instead of manually writing down this each time you open your VS Code, you can just hold Shift. What's it called? Shift question mark. Oh, sorry, my HTML. Sorry. You can come to HTML file. Just hold Shift plus with hyphen. Click on Enter. It will generate everything for you. So I'm going to take out this one. Don't need this one. So let me type out what I just did. I said put your shift key plus shift plus plus this, okay, plus one, shift plus one. It will automatically generate template to generate template for you. So just guys should give me a minute for me. Let me plug my phone. Okay. So now, okay, let me clean it up and start again. So instead of typing, coming every time to type, block type, this, you can just do shift up, shift one, click on shift one. So click on enter. It will generate this, right? So I'll just take these ones out. So I'll name this the the10 on CSS. I just the10. So I'm going to link my CSS. This is my the10. So I'll click on link, press enter. It will generate the stuff for me. So I'll just enter the10, the CSS. So so first let's start with color. We have already done color, but let's start with color again. So color, adding color to your HTML using CSS. So you have your p tag, So I'm going to add this one. I'll add this one. I'll call this class of color. Then I'll come to my CSS. So I'm going to split my screen. I'm going to split my screen into two, so you can have the two codes. Right click for you to split. Just come to this place that you have my mouse. Right click, come down to, you see split. You can split up, you can split down, you can split left. So let me split up so you see what happens. So it will take this CSS up. So if I do split, then come down, do down, it will divide my stream into two and take my CSS down. Right? If I split, do left, it's going to take my CSS to this left. I don't know if you guys are following me. So if I do right, it will shift my CSS to right. So I'll have a two stream, my CSS, my HTML on the right, my CSS on the left. So but for this class, I'm going to be splitting down. So I'll have enough space. I'll be taking my CSS down. So I'll be writing my CSS code here while I'll be writing my HTML here at the same time, so that you guys will be seeing the two. So I don't have to move between screens. So for the first thing we need to do, so we have our class name. I already given a class name. So called okay, I'm going to bring this down a bit. We have class. So what I need to do is just come here with my hash star, put my dots, because I'm using class. That's why I'm using dot. If this is ID, what I will put here is hash first. For class you put dots. For ID, for ID you put for ID you put hash first before you call the ID name. If for class you put your dot before you call the class name. So put your curly brace. Right. So the next thing is to start writing your code. So we want to add color. So you write your color and put your column, then color name. So you have your blue, right? Okay, so I'll just save my HTML. So I need to open my live server, so I'll click on live. So my live server is coming up. What's happening? Okay, there's nothing here, so I need to put something like color. Hello world. Save. So this is the color. This is how to add color. So now, for color, we have three ways of adding color in your HTML. So so let's put color. Yeah. So we have three major ways of adding color. So we have your normal color name. So you can add color one by how to add color. Add color. So the first way to add color is by entering the color name. So color name. color name. The second way, oh sorry. So now the first way of doing it by adding, sorry for the break. The first way of doing this is by typing the color name. So example of color name, you can decide to put blue, you can decide to put red, you can decide to put green, any normal random color name. So the other way of putting adding color is by calling the hexadecimal value of the color. That is using hex. So now hex consists of 6 codes. So now we have different number grade system, number different ways of representing number. So first of all, we have your decimal, we have your decimal, we have your binary, that which is base 2, we have your octa, which is base 16, we have your x, your hex, hexadecimal. Okay. So we have different ways of representing number and information in mathematics. So now hex consists of 0 to 9, then A to F, right? So in hex, so let me just give a bit introduction to hex. So in hex you have your 0 for 0, you have your 1 for 1, you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for 9. So for you to have 10, you have to put A means 10, B means 11, so C for 13, D for 14, E for 15, abi? So, okay, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then F for 15. This is how it goes. So M, F, C, D, E, F, right? So this is how it goes. Now, if you're ever trying connecting Bluetooth and connecting your Bluetooth using a smartphone, you notice that it always have 1, 2, E, F, 3, 4. You understand, with random number and alphabet, but it always stop. It always have 1 to 0, 0 to 9, A to F. So for Bluetooth, even your most of the time, if you open your phone, if you have not changed if you have not reset your Wi-Fi password, your hotspot password, when you try checking out the password, so you notice that you see something like 1, 2, 3, EF, 4, 3, CBE, something like that. So random number and words. So that's in hexadecimal. So base 16 we have, so this is for hexadecimal. So same way for color. So in HTML color, so for CSS you have hexadecimal values. So what does it, so hexadecimal values help us to tweak the amount. Okay, so okay, let me trace back. HTML colors are divided, like your whole major primary color is red, blue, and green. The major, like the pure major color. So every other color you see, like brown, orange, purple, any other color is is produced by combining some amount of red, some amount of green, and some amount of blue, right? So now, so this is how it goes. So you have your hex, then you have some amount of green, blue. Okay, so this is called arrow, some amount of red, okay. So I'll give space. So this is how it goes. This is the way it's structured. First of all, you have the arch. Then you have two values of red, under two values of blue, two values of green, then another two value of blue. So RGB. So this is called RGB code. So most of the time, if you see some colors, you see something like FF, something like 34, then something like 00. So this is the amount of red. This first two letters means the amount of red. This second two number means the amount of green. The last two number means the amount of blue. I don't know if I'm making sense at all, guys. Are you guys following me? Yes.
But this one is quite confusing.
You don't have to know the just I want you to just have it in mind. You don't have to like grab the whole stuff. Just understand we have different ways of adding color to your HTML, right? We have
Okay,
the
but
normal way.
which number stands for which color?
So like the way it is grouped for hex, the way it is grouped is the first two number, the first two stuff, the first like you have to have six, right? Six letters or six alphabets. The first two is for red, second two is for green, third two is for blue, right? So if you have watched the CSS video that I put, I don't know if you guys have started watching the CSS video because the link that I put the link that I shared has both HTML video, CSS video, JavaScript, Bootstrap, everything that you need, like the whole course outline, every bit, like you have one video for it, one resource for you to watch. So there are three different ways of adding color. Is it three major different like there are more than three, but we're going to be sure, I'm going to be going through three only. You have your normal way of calling red, blue, like your random color, red, blue, orange, green. Then we also have what we call hex color. So hex value color allows us to tweak some amount of color, the amount percentage of color we want to see. So the first one we have the first two. So this is for red, this is for green, this is for blue. Right? I said that in color theory, right? The three major what we have only three major color. So the three major color we have is red, green, blue. These are the three main colors. Every other color you see, right? Every other color you see is a combination of red, green, blue. So I think maybe the theory is from red from fire, green from normal leaves, and then blue from sky. So I think this is where they got the fundamental color theory. So any other color you see, like is a combination of blue and red. Any blue, green, and red. If you see brown, brown is some amount of red, some amount of green, some amount of blue. That's what forms brown. Some amount of red, some amount of green, some amount of blue. That was what if you combine them together, that's when you start having your yellow, right? So let's just do some let's do some little demonstration. So I'll search for this color. Is it color X? Color picker. You can just type on your web browser color picker. I think it's here, down here. So look at what I'm talking about. So if I change something here to let's say zero, let's say 00, you notice that we have something darkish blue, or is it darkish green? A bit green and blue. So if I change something else to like let's say FF, I don't know, you have light blue. So so the combination of these different colors is what forms blue, red, green, and any other color you are seeing. So just know the concept. You don't have to grab everything now. Just understand. Like I want you to just have the basic understanding of the whole stuff. So in case of maybe future use or any other stuff. So now the next one It's called RGB code. RGB. 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 So this RGB is like using so the RGB code consists of numbers from 0 to 250. 0 is the lowest, while 250 is the highest. So let me show you something. So RGB. So for you to use RGB, so you have to put your hex RGB up. So you have any number comes from 0 to 250, 255, sorry, 0 to 255, 0 to 255. Now, the same way for this one, the same way that we had here, that the first two number is for red, second one is for green, and then the third one is for blue. That's the same way here. This one is for the amount of red you want to have. So if you put 0 here, let's say you have 0 here, so you have 0 amount of red, and then let's say you have 40 here, you have 40. So if you have like 0, 40, maybe 50, so which means you have 0% of red, 40% of green, and then 50% of blue. So I don't know, we should just check this one out in our code. So let me just show you how it's going to work. I'm commenting out on this. So coming down here, so I'll just do color RGB. Now, so let's say we have 0 red, we have 40 blue, green, then we have 50, 50, there's 5 save. Then let's view our HTML code. Look at what we have. We have some darkish blue, something here, darkish blue. So if I have something like 200 here, so just use the color. So as I'm changing this value, I'm having some amount of date. So most of the time when we use this kind of when we use hex, when we start using this RGB or hex, is when we want to have a color that's not pure red, pure blue, or pure green. So for example, let's say we want to have so like for example, if you want to have brown, something like brown, now we can just type brown. It will give us pure brown. So brown, we have just pure brown. But what if we want to have something in between brown and red? Like there are some crazy concepts or some crazy side that you don't have pure red or pure brown. So I think I have a project like that, but I don't have time to start opening it up because I have another meeting apart from this one to attend today. So I need to at least be a bit fast to cover what I have today. Right? So when we use hex or RGB codes is when we have some color that is not pure red or pure blue or pure green, but we need to have those colors. So we need something in between them. We don't want to have let's say we want to have something like light green. So we can just use RGB. So I'm going to comment out this. So I'll show you how to use hex. Then there's for color. Move to the next one. So let's say we have FF, let's say 00 BE. I don't know which color is this. Okay. So we have something, I don't know, which color is this? I don't even purple. But this, if you notice, this is not pure purple. This is like light purple. So this is good. This is a good example when you have a site that it's not pure, like you are not having a pure number, pure value of red, blue, green. So I'm going to write this one hex. This is for hex. This is for RGB. This is for color name. color name. So something that I just remember something now, so I'll talk about it. Naming convention. You know, just how to name a file or how to name a class. So now, sometimes if you have not if you have been observant, if you notice something, when I want to write let's say something that has two words, like a good example is color name, right? Color name. I don't just write something like color name. Either you see me use something like color name, like as of this, or you see me write it together like this. Okay? So this is called naming convention. In HTML, CSS, or in programming generally, if you have something like a file name, let's say you have something like you want to have a file name, an HTML page called, a good example, home page or about us. You don't just type about us like this, right? It's wrong. So for you to write something like this, let's say you want to have about us.html, you don't put about us like this. What you see most sites do is you have either you have about us like this or about us like this. So this is called naming convention. So why is it important? So HTML programming doesn't respect space. Right? When you try doing it like this, it sees about as a different file. It sees this as a different file. So it doesn't rhyme. It doesn't make sense to it. It doesn't make sense. So for you to name a file or name a class, or what I mean by naming a tag, or if you want to create a file or both in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, anywhere, you don't write names putting space. So if, let's say for example, you want to have something like the 10, or let's say we have my style.css. So two ways of naming. So the first way is called camel case. The method of naming a file. So you have the first way, you have what we call camel case. Camel case, sorry. So camel case. What does this do? So it's not to use camel case as your naming convention, which means that if you have to like about us, this second word, the first letter in the second word will be uppercase, not lowercase, right? So the second way of naming a file is called that using hyphen. Is it um, hyphen? I don't know what's the spelling itself. I don't know. Hyphen. So this using hyphen method, you just have to have about us like this .html. Using, I say hyphen underscore, sorry, underscore. So these are the two methods. These are the two correct way of naming a file that has two words. So if I have something like name of students, something, a good example is name of students or student list. I will not write it like this. Name of students and like this. It's not, it's wrong. It's going to be rejected. So let me show you a good example. Let's say I want to create a new file here, and then I have space of name of, look at what it's saying. Name of student is not a valid file or folder name. Please choose a different name. So if I continue, let's say student, name of student, I just put student again. Student.html. So it worked, yeah, but what happened behind the scene is that it had a space. Like it had to put this thing inside a quote. It put this thing inside quotes and then put your name of student. But this is wrong, right? This is wrong. Some programming language do not allow this. But VS because you're using VS Code, so VS Code will just condo some stuff for you, right? So this is for naming convention. So why was I bringing this? There was something I wanted to do. That was why I was bringing this up. So this is for color. So I will leave this normal one. So I'll leave this one. So the next one we talk about is fonts. Is it fonts? Which other one? Size. Resizing items. Resizing. How do you spell it? Resizing item using CSS. So resizing item using CSS. Now let's say we have something like an image, so I'll put this in a div. You have your image. There's no image here, so I'm going to drag one image here. So let me show you something. What has happened? I think it's supposed to drag this. Okay. So you can drag items inside VS Code and to still respect, like instead of doing copy and then come back and paste, you can just move item, just drag item inside your text editor, then automatically copy that item inside the folder. So I'll call this image. So for this image.jpg, so add ID of class of image. So the image is too big, it's taking up 100%. Set. It's still taking up 100%. So I'll come to my CSS file here, add my normal dot, so dot image, open up this place. For me to resize, so I'll just add width here. So I talked about different units, so I'll just add let's say 40 px. Come down, height under 40 px. Save. So let's see how it goes. Wow, it's too small. Let me zoom this up. So let me just increase the height, the this to 200 by 200. To 200. This is how to resize. So for you to resize image or items, use width and height in CSS. You can see how, okay, so one beautiful thing about CSS is that you can have one element, like let's say this place now, still add color on this, right? You can still have this whole styles in one place, but I'm trying to show you different stuff. But later we start seeing how to combine. So let's just go over different styles, different things you can attribute and styles you can perform. So the next one is adding border. So I have a simple p tag here. I have let's say I'll call this border line. So come down here. Add my class name. What are we calling this? Call this border. dot border, open up this. So for you to add border, first of all you type your border, right? Now have your column. The first thing is you want to tell CSS how many the thickness of the border. So let's start with something like 1px. Then we have different border type. We have okay, let me use my notepad. Border border types. First we have solid. We have solid first. We have dashed. Which other one? We have dotted. Which other one? So let's see this two first. So the first thing, how does border go? So the first thing you have your border name, your border command. That's your border your style name, which is border. Now the first thing is the thickness of the border. Thickness. You have your space. Then the other thing is a type, border type. Then the next one is color, border color. This is the three things you need for border. So let me show you how it goes. So the first one, so you have like your border, your style name, your the style name border, the thickness of the border. So let's say 1px. Now border type, you can either have solid or you have like dashed or you have like dotted. So either of the two, either of the three. So I'm going to use solid for this example. Solid. Now the color. Let's say we want to have red as color. So this is basically what this means. First of all, you have your body. Your after the border, you have your thickness. Then you have your border type, whether solid, dash, or dotted. Then you have the color of the border. So let's jump into our VS Code and see. We already have our thickness. So we have something like solid. And the next one is the color. Let's add something like red. So let's see how it's going to look. I'm going to save my HTML. So notice something. We have border line. So we have this thing on a border with red. So if I increase here now, if I come here and increase this to let's say 10px, you notice the thickness. If I
Okay, but
increase this now,
if you want to put the border on the picture, how do you
if I want to put border
on the picture?
on picture, the same thing. I'll come over to this picture now, to the picture class. I'll just add border. Open up. Let's say we want to have 3px. Want to have solid. Want to have, let's say have red. I save. So you have your red border here.
Okay, so you don't have to like put the size of the picture for it to get the
No,
border
no, no,
on
no,
the
no, no.
picture.
No, no, no. Automatically, it just takes up the border. HTML CSS knows how to get the width and the height and just add your border. Right. So another.
That's
So
what I wanted
here
to
now.
find out.
So let's use another one. So we have already talked about solid. So I'm going to comment. I'm bringing this down or comment out on this. So let's talk about, let's see dash. So if I click on this, save, come down. So look at how dash is. So I'll decrease this to, let's have 3px. So you have dash, something like this. So we also have the next one, which is dotted. I'll comment out on this. Let me bring this down. So dotted. Look at the dotted. See, look at how dotted is. Do you understand now? So this is dashed, dotted, this. So now another interesting thing about CSS, so what's it called? Some property, some CSS property also have what's it called? Some other things you can do within the scope of that property. For example, when you add color, I say color, when you have background, you can also add something like background reduce. So what does background reduce do? So let's say if you notice this thing now, we only have square shape, like this is just square, right? With the side of the picture. Sometimes you look at some images in the web, you notice that some of them have curved edges, right? They have curved edges.
Mm.
So now to add that one, you have what we call border radius. Radius, right? So same with border radius, add yes. I think you are done. So let's check that out. I'm going to add border radius here. Okay, on this image. What's happening? Are you guys following me? Am I?
Wait, so it's just like the PS that you need to add, nothing.
Yeah, you just need to add. No, this px means the percentage, the amount of curve you want, right? The way it works is the border radius, pen, amount, amount of curve, amount of curve. So it must not be px. You can have 10%, you can have 5%, right? It must not be 1 px, you can have like 5% here, right? It must not be px. Let's just have 10%. Let's see how it's going to look. So it's still more curve. So I add something 50%. I have a round shape. If I put 50%, so you have two circle using 50%. Which you can still apply this for both place. Okay, to still work out the same. So this will have a circle here. Also, so I'll just maybe for this place I'll add let's have 20 px. So this for border radius. Now border radius, so you can, in border radius you can choose to have border radius, you can choose to what's it called. So I'm going to return this back to the way it is. Let me remove this. Okay, I'll comment this out. So you can choose to crop only one particular part of this image. You can choose to crop this place and leave this place. You can choose to curve this place and leave this place, right? You can choose to curve 1 2 3 and just leave one particular part. So you must not curve the entire part. When you do border radius, I give it an amount. So it gives, like, if I say 10%, 10 px, make this in 10 px, 10 px, 10 px, 10 px. Now if I want to move, if I want to just curve only the left, I'll just do border radius left. Let's say 5 px. Left, sorry. Top, sorry, border this top, yeah, top left. So border top left reduce. So notice this, only this part is curved. So this is the top left, this is the top right, this is the bottom left, this is the bottom right. So if, so for me to have only this one curve, let's say I want to curve this to 20 px, it should be visible. So I'm only covering only this particular part. So this is top left reduce, border top left. So if I want to curve the right, so I'll comment this out. Actually comment this out. Top right. So this, only this particular part is curved. I can see half my sort of top, half bottom. So it have my bottom right curve. I can have my bottom left. So that's it. So you it must not be only one particular part. You can curve, can choose edges to curve, can either choose to curve the entire image, the entire item using border. If you do border radius, it curve the entire area. If you do border top left, it will curve only the left top part of the item. If you do border top right, it will cover the right part of the item. If you do border bottom right left, it will cover the bottom left. If you do border bottom right, it will move, it will do, God of Elijah English. it it will remove particular, so all covering all areas. So this to cover all areas. So for this one, so let's say okay. So I'll try to do illustration. So this will be part, right? The part you want to curve, part you want to curve. The next one is angle you want to curve. So the path, the angle you call. So the path and the angle you want to call, it go. So the next one, talk about this. So border. I think along with border. So uh, so the next one I'm going to talk about is um, font. I have this in a B. I have my P. All these fonts. Give me a minute. Um, okay. So fonts. So I did I call these fonts. Come here. Everyone. For this class of fonts. Now, what does font do? So, font is handwriting. Like the way everybody here in this class have different handwriting, different way of writing. So this is how font is. So you can choose different handwritings that you want. Like I might have my own way of writing. You have your own way of writing. So we don't have when you get my notes, you notice that my handwriting is unique from yours. So this one way is font. And okay, good example of font is if you have ever used office. So when if you ever use office, you notice that if you ever use office, you notice that something like you can okay, let me think. I think I have something like this. Fonts. Uh so you see something like this, like different fonts, something like this, you can choose from the one any font that you want to. I don't want to change this default fonts. So let's try seeing it in CSS. So I'm going to come here, call my class name, dot font, open it up. So you have your okay. So to have font, you type font family. Uh, Font family. So we have what's it called? Popular fonts. We have popular fonts like we have popular fonts like one like um is it area something like this. I don't know. I'm correct. Let me try typing. Okay. Um, I have area. We have popular fonts like Sun. I think I know Sun. Sun.
Italic.
Yeah, we have plenty of them. Like, I don't know, we have more than 500 fonts. So let's try using some of them in this our project. So the first one, let's try using Aria. I think Aria is the default. So what happens is, when you type a font name, right? Let's say I type AR. So VS Code helps me type, bring out different fonts that contain that a particular alphabet. Like I'm using the alphabet I type. If I click on this, gives me this. See what happens then. So what this means is that my default font that I'm looking for is this area, right? Now this hell Chivita or what and sans serif means that if there's no this if this font, this first one now, this one is not on my laptop, you should look for this one on my laptop. If this one is not on my laptop, you should definitely use this one, right? Because on the website, some laptop doesn't have, because what happens is that your browser goes to your laptop and look for this font, look for this one. If it doesn't see this one, it can use this one. If it doesn't see this one, so it can even change as many as possible fonts. So if it doesn't use this, see this one, it will use this one. But for now, let's just use one particular font to save. So let's see how it looks like. Okay, I've not saved my HTML. So I have the font. So look at the way it looks. So notice the way it looks. So I'm going to put another font. Let me comment out this. Let me use something like let me use something like and I say it will look a bit different if I look for something. Okay, let me use one that is not that common. Cursive. I like this one a lot. Look at the way it changes this too. Right? So if you don't know the font to use, you can just come to your Google, search for fonts, HTML fonts or CSS fonts, CSS font family, and just list. So you have like 100 lists. Excuse me. You have like as many as possible, like area, and this one. You can have as many as possible. So there's no need for you to memorize all of this, but for this class, let me just save this as this crossing. And this is my
So these
best
fonts,
font.
can you use them on HTML too, or just
We are using it currently on HTML now. We are using it on our beta. You can use it on heading tags, on any other tag. Let's say we have something like H1 here. Let's say hello. And just for us to apply this style, we have to just carry this style name this thing. This section font. So if you come over to this place, have our hello with this same font, right? So you can have multiple. If for you to have one particular style in multiple places, what you need to just do is just name those tags the same name. Like have a default a one like have one name for those for those tags, and then style the whole entire like the entire tag using the same name. Somewhere in this somewhere I just use font. I just have to apply different font on H1 to apply same font um on 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 Peter. So it's still going to work. So that's for font. So we have under font we have this first one we did this one is font um, this is called font family. Font family if I'm correct spelling. So font family. So we have another one we have font size. So sometimes you might want to increase the text size of uh, our text. Like we want to increase the size. So we can have something that is very tiny, and then we want to increase it to a certain amount of. We want to make it to go to a certain amount of size. English. Guys, you guys should forgive me my English, but you guys should just follow my illustration. So you cannot have font size. Once I basically increase the size, I can have something like, let's say, 40 px. So I'm going to remove this one. I save my CSS. Notice that this HTML, this one grew bigger, right? So if I increase this now to, let's say, 100 px, it also grew another bit, like another bigger. So sorry, come again. Munachi, you wanted to say something?
I said I just saw what you did.
Eh? Sorry, come again. So font size increases the size of the text, basically size of the text. So in font size, the style name font size, then you have the amount, the percent or the amount that you want to increase it to, right? So the way it works simple. You have your font size. So I think at the end of today is Friday. Wow. So at the end of tomorrow's class, I'm going to be sharing this file in the group. Yeah, I'm going to be sharing this file in the group. And I'm also going to be sharing, I think I should share my CSS, the whole entire code. But I was planning on at the end of the entire class, I'll push the entire code to GitHub. So you guys can go to GitHub and view the source code. But I think it will be a good option to still share the CSS and HTML code on the group, so you guys can go through the folders and then go through my entire code and compare your own whenever you guys are having mistakes. So just the font size, then the amount. So the next one we have is under font. We have font weight. So font weight basically increases the boldness of a text. So you can just do, let's say for example now, on your CS with your HTML, surrounding your HTML tag with B, and with the B tag, your normal text with the B tag makes your text bold. But sometimes we might need to make some text a bit more bolder than the default font weight that the beta comes with. So that's where this font weight comes in. You can decide to make something a bit lighter than the default what's it called, the tone that it comes with by default. So font weight, so for you to have your font weight, you just have your font weight, have your font weight. So they have two go to them. One is How do you do? You have light. I think you have gold. You have gold. You have Buddha. I think you have dark light. I think you have thin. You have thin, something like this. So for that, this the one. So this first method. Second method is by adding is it called, the amount. Instead of having light, thin, light, bold, bolder, you can just have the amount. So the second way is by using the amount. So for you to add the amount, just add it has some range of 100 to 900. 900 being the highest, then 100 being the lowest. So you can just have 100 from 100 to 900. So let me show you. Let me give you the template. So one tweet. So you can just have your 100 or 200, 200, or either way. Let me just copy this of the typing. So you can have your either you have your bold or light or any other one. So let's just see how it works on your HTML, on the HTML. So let's add our font weight. So font weight. So now, okay, this is what we have. Okay, we have lighter, bold, bolder. Okay, so we don't have thin. Sorry, my bad. Lighter, I have dark. Let me stop college. So let's see. Okay, let's start with regular. Okay, let's start with lighter. So let's see how lighter look on the page. Look at how light looks. So if I color on bring this down, add bold. I think you know how bold it looks. So bold makes it a bit bolder. So if I add bolder here, I think it will be more bolder. So this for okay. Just comment out this. So bolder. Now for the range, have a font weight. Okay, let's say I have like 900. Let's see how 900 will look. So 900 makes it very bold. Let me see what's happening. Okay. You can have something like 100 in the last or the least. So it will be very thin. Have something like 500. Let's see how 500 will look. So a bit bolder. So you can just play around with it and then see how it works. So the next one is we have font style. Have font style. So there's nothing much on the font style. So font style you can have font style of italics. You can have font style of underline. Have font style of underline. I think there's another one. Can't even remember that one. Let's try using it. So I'll leave it. I think I'll just comment out on this and have it on 900. So font style, what's happening? Font style. So we have italics, I have normal, we have underline. So let me just put underline. Let me see what happens. Let's see how it goes. Oh, there's no underline and badge. Italics, italics. Okay. So it's blending the text. Let me take out this. Hmm. So I think this is where we're going to be stopping and we're going to be stopping on fonts. So the next one is what we call the next one, which other one? Uh, which other one are we going to? Background. So all this point, if you notice, we only have color. We have already added color. We only added color. So sometimes if you're very observant on some websites, you know that some of them have some text do have background. Especially if you want to highlight, if they want to highlight some maybe a quote, probably a quote. So most of the times we do have background on the text. Let's go through background. So there's nothing much in background, so you have background. Wow, it's plenty of that's your background, right? Background color. So then the color name. So this color name can either be hex. You can either use your RGB to declare your color with that RGB. You can either use RGB. You can either use your color name like this one, or use RGB, this RGB to add color, background color, or you can use your hex as a decimal to add color. So either way is valid. Either you use RGB, any way you want to use it, but any valid means of adding color will be accepted. So let's just go through that one and see how it goes. So I'm going to be adding, okay, just have this one called background. You guys following me? You guys following?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so let's have a text for this background. So I'll add a class name of BG for background, or just BG color, like BG color. So my HTML. So dot BG color. So I want to add a background color. So I'll type background color. So let's give it a background color of red. Let's see how it looks. So if you see this already have a background color of red. I even change text color. You can change color to maybe something like white. So I have a red. Ouch. a red text inside a white text inside a red background. So that's it. Now, what else? So we have plenty other stuff under background. So we can also choose to add what's it called? We can also choose to make an image. We can also use image as background, right? Okay, so I'll just probably do this like this. Ways of adding ways of adding background, right? So we can
Ways of
oh thank you. Ways of adding background. So the first method is by adding background using color. So background by color, adding background, okay, color, which is what we just did now. The second way, the second method is image. So we can have an image in the background as a background, okay, as a background for a text or anything. So for that one you have to put background image img for image. Now, something so the next thing you have to add is the source, where to get the image from. So for you to add the source, you need to put URL. So URL means uniform source link. So where to get the URL stands like source in your image, so it tells you where to get the image from. Where you're going to be getting the image from. So the next thing is you have your your code. So the image, the same way you have, the same way you add our normal image in our HTML. This same way is going to work here, right? Sorry, it's still going to still work the same way. So now the image name. So you have your image, the URL, the image name. So I think I should talk about things like a lot of stuff on that background so that we just go through them once and for all instead of going back and forth. So now we also have background height. Oh, okay. Let's just finish dealing with this one first. So I'm going to comment out on this. Assuming we want to use background image, let's have our background image. So for us to have background image, you have to put the URL. Now image. So now it's not going to show. Okay, just a little bit. So the next thing you need to do is add the height and width of the background. So you can just do height, my height, have something like let's say 100 px.
so instead of like you use source for
Yeah,
HTML and you use URL for
URL for CSS. Yeah,
okay, and it must be inside a bracket.
yeah, it must be inside the bracket. Just increase the image. So the next thing, another thing is background position. How to position your background. So background positioning. So we have, I think we have background position. We have one. We have center. We have right. We have right. We have left. And let's confirm. So you can have background position. background position. So you can have center. So it's taking the image. It will take the image. The background position center will take the image to the center. So another one is background size. In have cover contain. Oh, okay. So now the next thing is, so the left background positioning background if you do background side position center, it will take the item to the center, left will push to the left, right push to the left, still stay on the left. Now the next one is which other one? Background size. I think after this we'll probably call this a day. Background size. Background size. Now background size another background size we have contain, which will resize the image to fit the available space. Now we have another one, cover. Cover will take every space that's available on the div. You see, even whether it's a div, a header on the page. Now we have, I think we have, which other one? I think, okay, let me see. We have auto, we have cover, we have contain, we have auto. Okay, we have auto. Let's see cover. Let's how it's going to look. Okay, cover is going to take, like I said, it's going to take the available space, like everything. Then contain, we try to make it to take the what's it called, a space within the div. While cover we try to take up the entire space. So we have auto. I think I've not tried auto before, but it's auto, okay. So work. So contain. Now the next one is background repeat. Of okay, let me just see it here. Background repeat. So now background repeat, this stops the image from repeating or allows the image, like the background image, to repeat. So now if you notice something, we have three. We have this image, this single image, one, two, three. So what happened is that the image size, like the div size is bigger than the image, right? So for the image to fit, so you have to split the image into two, trying to have multiple images in order to fit the entire available space. Now you can stop it, either you can use background repeats. So I have, you can do background repeat none. You just try that out. Repeat. So background we have none. I think we have none one. We have none. So no repeat. I said none. No repeat. No repeat. We have is it X? Okay, let's just see. We have no repeat. Let me see how no repeat will work. It will just take out, because it will stop the image from repeating. So I think if I do no repeat, I have to do width of 100, um width of 100. 100%, so it will take up the entire space. Uh, then to add background image, you have to do some customization. So I just want to show you people different stuff. We have which other one? We have no repeat. We have you can also use thread using what's it called? Um, Numbers to tweak to get the exact position you want it, the way you want it to look, something like this. I don't know if this is going to work. Let me see. Mm. So we have initial, we have no repeat, we have repeat X, we have repeat Y, we have round, we have space. So these are the methods we have. So no repeat, you have repeat, repeat. The same way no repeat stops it from repeating. So repeat X. This repeats the entire stuff and the X is it. Have repeat Y. Repeat Y. I just have to put no repeats. Probably leave background repeats. So which other one background? Let me see which other one we have on background. Wow. We have background size. I think we have done background size, right? Okay. We put background size. So I think we're going to stop here today. And do you guys understand the whole concept of what I've been saying? I've been talking about since.
Oh yes, I understood like a bit already.
So do you have questions?
Yes, I understand what you say.
Yeah. Do you have questions?
It's quite
Do you have any
confusing.
questions? Hmm?
If you want to move the text,
Okay. If I want to move the text,
yes.
so we use what we call text align. So I'll probably add this one as a bonus for today. So I'll for okay I'm going to do this as the last today. So text align. So I have a P. Let's have hello, and then have class name. I'll just name this text. Just call this text. So now we have for you to move text, just type text align. Text align center. To move to the center, I'll show you. This move text align center moves the item to the center. Text align left
Oh,
by it's always left by default. So move the item to the left. You have text align right. Move the item to the right. I think I'm going to stop here for tonight because our class has already lasted 1 hour.
okay, that's good.
So I'm going.
Now I need you to assist me with something. As of that last time,
Uh,
teaching me how to set up my this thing, my VS Code online.
Okay. Yeah,
I created a folder and tried to like open
open it. It's not working.
yeah, I'm finding it difficult.
Okay, can you share your screen? Are you using your laptop for this class now?
I'm using both my phone and laptop.
Okay, can you share your okay, 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 let me just try open it. Opening is it VS Code, VS Code online dot VS Code dot dev, VS Code dot dev. So for it to open your phone, can you see my screen very well? Can you see my screen very well?
Yes,
So I'll click on this icon. Okay, sorry, not on this. Click on this one up here. This first icon.
yes,
So let me
yes,
zoom in a bit. If I click on it, come to file, open folder. Click on open folder. Let's say I want to open okay, I'll enter this place. I want to open this our class today or today's class. Right? I'll just click on this folder.
yes.
Let me come again. Click on this first one, come to file, come to open folder, then double click. I want to open this particular CSS file. So what I need to do is just click on this. So once I click on this, you see the name of the folder here, CSS. I'll click on select folder. So it will tell you, it will prompt this out. VS Code.dev will be able to view files in CSS until you close all the tabs for this side. Say view files, right? Once you click on view files, come over to this side, over to this first one, this second icon. This one that if you're over on, you say explore. So you see those files there now. So I can have my code. Look at the code we just wrote today. Look at this one. This one. This is our HTML file for today.
What I'm finding inside the folder.
What? Sorry. Okay, you want to open one
Create
particular file.
like I want to create a file inside the folder.
Okay, 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 okay.
I do
Now,
it, it just creates the file individually, not inside the folder. I just create the file like that.
okay, but you already have this file folder already in your system already, Abby. You already created the
Yes, I
folder.
already have the folder.
So
Yes.
if I want to do that, I all I need to do is just create a new file. Click on new file here now. Eh?
Okay.
Click on new file. Okay, sorry, not new file. Click on new text file. Eh? So now once it will open untitled like this, right? I'll
Yes.
just do Control S. So if I do Control S, it will open my file system. You understand? So now what I need to do now is I'll come here, come to this second plane, this place that I have my mouse on, click on it. So it will drop out different programming, different file formats for me, right? Because I'm going to save this as .html. I'm going to come down and locate this .html, this HTML.
Yes.
So click on this. So now, if you notice, it will change this .html. So I just have to put in my file name. Let's say online .html. If I save, or if I come to my local folder, if I come to this place now, let me go to this document. It can see I already have this online.
Okay. Okay.
You understand? Just rewatch this video after the class. You just get more insights on it. So I think this is where we're going to close the class for today.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Then tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday, right?
Saturday, yeah.
Ah, I have two meetings tomorrow. Okay, we are going to move the class to Sunday. Sunday evening.
Sunday evening.
Yeah. Oh, let's do tomorrow. Okay, let's leave it to tomorrow. Let's leave it tomorrow. But I think we're going to be having the. Okay, tomorrow.
Okay, well, either Saturday or Sunday, just let us know in the group.
Okay, I will just let you know in the group. Right. So okay, so good night. I'm going to be closing up the stuff the meeting here. So thank you for joining. I hope you got value. So
Yes,
have
yes,
a
thank you very
nice
much.
and beautiful evening.